Game of Thrones after show here on Scrumptious Unscripted. I didn't mess up my intro this time. That is the good Sir Pappy. I am your host, Kat, and we are here to discuss Season 6, Episode 2, Home.
Home, where everything's a mindfuck. Welcome to the Game of Thrones universe.
Where people go through puberty in the course of one episode.
That did no good things did not happen to that boy.
No.
You might want to just skip to being 23.
But that's where we start off, relatively speaking. We start off not necessarily up in the tree, but kind of up in the tree.
We're doing the good thing and just kind of skimming over it. You know, like, hey, he's getting training. Look, we're going to learn more about the past because that's already been promised and teased. And da-da-da-da-da. So eventually we're going to probably have him, like, drowning in the ocean trying to find out more and more about the past. And that'll be like half a damn episode or something.
Yeah, I felt it was just the right amount of episode. It's like, oh,
this
hey.
one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'll be a little bummed if like a half an episode is him following his father's exploits and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
But for what it was cool. It was interesting to see that Hodor was not always Hodor.
Well, I don't know if this says something about me, but they're like, oh, but he's a half giant. And then when his normal sized mom came out, and then we saw the giant later in the episode, I was just like, oh my god. I had a moment.
I have so many ways to express how that could have happened, and none of them can be done on this show. I can't even, like, act it out or explain it without us getting, like, an Insta-ban from YouTube. Let's just say there's stirrups involved.
Wow.
So anyhow, Hodor
So
was
bad.
Willis, and he could talk. And, of course, now we all have to make the obligatory, what you talking about, Willis, jokes.
Yep.
And that's done now.
Yep, and we're done. And frankly, like, that's really the only pertinent stuff for me. You know, a war is coming.
Yeah, I'm good. See you next season.
Yeah. Bye, bro.
Although it was cool, again, to point out that the guy playing Hodor is really good at being expressive when he's limited to just one word.
Yeah. No, I mean, kudos to a lot of actors and actresses on this show for just giving you face.
Yeah. So then we go a little further south. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I kind of like, if you notice, the show was actually going in that direction for a while. It went down south and then east. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll just do a little loop. But then those freaking Iron Islands ruined it. But anyhow.
Damn those seamen.
Of course, because we have to wait until the last second for everything, the wildlings and the giant buddy, showed up just in time to stop the death of everyone else. And improvised human club.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Just like, how dare you, sir? How dare you?
That was just hilarious. Like, oh, that was my favorite fur. Bad.
Yeah. Oh, I love that guy. We need more of that guy. That guy doesn't even have a name yet on the show.
Well, I think he did. I think it was one of those that was mentioned. Again, this confuses the books and the movie Jesus, and the show sometimes. And welcome to the very professional Game of Thrones after show.
This is why we didn't get put on by HBO.
They probably have a teleprompter.
So, speaking of giant things bashing, you know.
Oh, right? Yeah. Did she just say, hey, Mountain, go hang out near bars and fuck up anybody who speaks bad of me? Like, I'm just curious how it came to be.
Well, the Maester kind of alluded to that at the end of last season, where it's like, he has vowed an oath of silence until all the Queen's enemies have been dispatched. Like,
just don't think a guy talking about showing her his dick is an enemy so much as a drunken idiot.
Well, you know, he learned something.
Too bad he can't take that learning forward.
But I almost feel like the barmaids were in on that.
Possibly.
With their whole, like, eyeballing him, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, sure you want to be talking about that?
But it was a cool little transposition to the Queen and seeing calm Cersei is still freaking me the hell out.
Right? She's like found her zen, and I'm just waiting for the homicidal rage to boil out of that.
Yeah, right. I'm worried that it's almost that super calculating now, where she's just going to back off and let things happen till they're where she wants them. Like, I'm afraid that she's learned master manipulation, and that's a really scary thought, you know. But it was cool seeing a little bit of interaction between Jamie and the king, and then the king and his mommy, his
Yeah.
mommy sons.
Mama.
That was the only hug that ended well this episode.
Right? Like, of course I'll take care of you. And she was the one, frankly, that I expected to, like, pull some shit.
Yeah, right. Like, just have the mountain hold him by the skull or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
if I expected her to react way more harshly.
yeah, and that's what's actually creepy. And then adding to the creep, your favorite sparrows had a little conversation with Jamie. Oh,
I got very concerned for a second. I was just
right.
like, after he's like rattling off, but I've done this and this and this, and I'm like, you want to just calm that down?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, but I think that also shows that the sparrows aren't just willy-nilly getting people to repent. They're making a power play.
oh yeah, no, that was pretty much just boldly laid out with the final statements of the High
Yeah.
Sparrow there,
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, Jamie, no, Jamie,
right?
you can't do anything without him.
Right?
All right? Just keep the sword in the sheath till you get your Braun boy back.
Dude, where is Braun?
I know, right?
Where?
Yeah, let's
I'm
not.
very concerned.
I'm very upset. Well, I mean, we know where he is. He's in a whorehouse. But as far as the show is concerned, we need to at least show him in the whorehouse or something. Like, come on, Brian, what's
Yeah,
up? What you
I
doing, boy?
I just want to see him because the sparrows wiped out most of the whorehouses. So it's like, where?
Well, he does have his own keep and his own wife now, so maybe he's
Oh,
just there for.
that's
I hope it's
true.
not for the season, though.
Yeah, no, we need him back. Like, take notes, HBO. We need him back.
Yeah, but we did get a little bit more of my dreams coming true. Even though I missed Braun, we got to see dragons. Yay!
Yay!
Tyrion, the smartest man in the room,
The smartest slash druggest man
the
in the
smartest
room.
drunk in the room, because
Yeah.
we still don't know how much the spider does or doesn't know. But I do like that quote. I know it's going to be abused a lot in the next couple of months. I drink and know things. So now that I don't drink, I guess I have to learn to know more things.
Yeah,
As
you
cool
gotta
as
know
Tyrion.
all the things if you're not doing 50-50.
Yeah. But it worked. It was a good gamble. It was nice. Somebody finally showed up who had actually read a book. Like, how hard was that, guys?
Well, look at the company you're keeping. You're keeping like a eunuch dude
A
with
handmaiden,
a handmaiden, and I
a
mean
horny old warrior, a horny young warrior. Get yourself a
but
talking dog, and we've just got ourselves a traveling mystery team.
right, Ruh-roh, where did the dragons go?
But it was cool to
Oh,
see that the
good.
dragons were happy. Not only were happy to accept the freedom, but then they also didn't. The dragons didn't push the issue.
Yeah,
They
they're
didn't
just like,
charge the door.
thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
because I was expecting to be like, "Come on, let's go find your mama." I was like, "No, that would be a terrible idea."
See,
So
everybody's gonna clamp onto that whole like I drink and I know things, but for me it was like next time I have an idea like this, just punch me in the face. Like that's my takeaway from this episode.
that again, it humanizes his character. He is the smartest man on the show,
Yeah.
but even he realizes like I took some risks. They worked. I'm glad they worked, but holy shit! Same thing when he did the fire
Yeah.
when he set fire to all the ships back in what season 2.
Yeah, way back
It's
then.
but yeah, he does things no hoping they will work, knowing that they will be awesome if they do, but also potentially being very dead. So, but
Very,
I
very
think
dead.
if Tyrion wasn't in mortal danger, this wouldn't be Game of Thrones.
Well,
So,
we had plenty of people who didn't know they were in any danger at all, and geez, man.
well, one more person before we get to the wrong kind of hug, and that would be everybody's favorite little blind girl, and that was Quick. Like in the books, it's very much she's out there, she's a beggar, and she has to report back. She basically has to learn how to listen. Like she's out
Yeah.
there for weeks, maybe even months, learning how to listen, learning how to navigate blind. And then this one is just like, have you learned your lesson? okay, I think you have to follow me. Which I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like,
Like,
eh.
okay, you can come back now.
Yeah, I understand that they have to accelerate it a little bit for the show, but they still could have spent another episode or two having her improve. Or even just skipped her this episode and next episode had her being more of an equal, you know? But,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. We have no idea what they're doing with Arya because, like I said, she's still in the last book, so they haven't moved on. So, what ifs? Let's get to the Boltons. Fucked up family. So, yeah, it's a boy.
Yep. Yep. Rue Sweet on a baby eats a boy.
It's funny how Roos honestly tried, like, to teach Ramsey. Like, he really did. Don't be
Yeah.
a mad dog. Don't be crazy. We're going to do this. We just have to be cautious. I'm an evil skin-wearing vampire. You know, listen to what I have to say. That was one of my favorite fan theories recently, is that he's actually old as hell because he's actually a skin flare.
Oh,
And,
and he just wears the
yeah, he
skin.
wears other people's skins every couple of years. He just gets a new skin. But it it struck me as really stupid, but also what Ramsey would do.
Yeah. Oh no, it's totally in character for him. I mean, I'm a little sad because, and then let me explain. Let me explain. Calm down, everybody. I'm not sad that a Bolton died, okay? But I am sad that that actor in particular, like, will no longer be gracing us with his presence because he was really
And
like
Roos
phenomenal.
was Roos was the last truly dangerous person left up in the north. Like when it came to cold, calculating, just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Ramsey's dangerous, but he's dangerous the way a serial killer is dangerous. You know, you can stop him just by making him go so crazy he drops his guard.
Yeah.
This is honestly the first and only time that I ever saw Roos drop his guard, and even then, I think that was okay. Son wants to hug you, but you did just kind of have a son, and you know how
Well,
he.
and you spent so much time explaining to him where it was just like, oh, you have failed me. You better hope she's having a boy.
Because I think in Roos's mind, he was doing everything he could to kind of put him in his place,
Yeah.
drive him to being a better heir. You know, but some people don't learn as well from threats as they do from
Some people take threats
lollipops.
as threats.
Yeah.
And then when that comes to fruition, we see how they react.
Yeah, and again, staying within his character, Jesus, feeding his stepmom and his steps or half brother.
His newborn half brother.
Those are some well-fed dogs.
Seriously, I don't understand how those dogs are still hungry because how many people have they fed them in like the last week?
Yeah, they're just so evil dogs.
Like they fed him Stannis. Like, I mean,
Yeah. Well, and then to add to the weirdness, we went to the Iron Islands finally, and now there's no longer a spoiler. In the novel, the king just falls off to his death.
whoops.
Yeah, it's literally like that's how it's reported. There's nothing yet in the books that he was murdered. I mean, he could have been. This is Game of Thrones, but
Yeah.
this one made it pretty damn clear that his brother was like, "Well, your time is done," and now there's going to be a king's moot because, strangely enough, the Iron Islands is the only pseudo democracy. They actually vote the next king. Now, the king has ultimate power, but in between kings, the people, all the other lords, get to vie for the right. And they'll do this through bribery, mostly, and threats. Whoever brings the most money, the most, the most weaponry, promises the most success in raping and pillaging, they win.
Yay!
So even though she was set in line for it, nope. And
Not
I
how it
think we all
works.
know, yeah, and we all know that his brother is back, so he obviously has a plan to be
Well,
elected.
yeah, I don't think he would have murdered his brother if he didn't have something in line
Yeah,
to hop in there.
yeah. So we're still waiting for my buddy from Deadwood to show up, but we're one episode closer.
Ian
So,
McShane, that's who
yeah.
you're waiting for?
I know. I keep wanting to call him Ian Black. That's a totally different person.
Yeah, no, not the same person.
But
uh,
yeah,
we
Ian
did.
McShane should be the next episode, I think, if they push the King's Moot stuff like right up.
I don't know. We've been jumping all over the place. Like episodes are not quite as
Yeah,
predictable this
we
season.
didn't even hit. We actually skipped over Sansa.
No, we saw her.
No, but I mean, like in our notes, like we didn't even.
Oh,
It was just, hey Sansa, how's it going? Oh, yep. Little.
yeah. Yeah,
That's okay. I
I
mean, that
guess
one's
I
just.
did skip over that, but
Yeah.
the moral of the story, Sansa's gonna go to the wall,
Yep. And
and Theon is gonna go to the Iron Isles.
yeah, where he's gonna be in for a rude awakening because Daddy's dead.
Daddy's dead, and realistically, travel-wise, I feel like he's gonna show up like right at the
Yeah.
tail end or right after this moot.
Yeah. So the question is he going to turn around again and be like, yeah, sure, I'll help you all murder people on the mainland, or is he gonna actually continue along this course of maybe being a better person?
I don't
Maybe.
know. His growth has actually been really good to watch. So,
Yeah, it only took the loss of several organs independent
right? Organs, dignity,
penises.
bits. Yeah, bits.
And then we finally got to what we've all been waiting for.
What is that?
An entire episode with no female nudity.
I'm so disappointed. They had such a great opportunity for male nudity.
Oh, you got to see some Jon Snow dead, stabbed torso. Wasn't that enough for you?
No, why did they throw a cloth on that?
So apparently
I
nobody in this.
finally found somebody like paler than me.
I love the fact that nobody in this universe has bothered to even think that maybe spells take time. With all the weird shit going on, you think one person would just be like, well, that didn't work. Maybe I'll just sit here with a sword in case he wakes up as one of those damn ice demons or something.
Right?
If something. No, let's all leave the room.
Teach
No, he's
the
awake.
fetus here.
But Jon Snow is back.
Yeah, he is.
The que-
Yeah, he
the
is.
unanswered question is how much of him? You know, he's alive.
Enough.
His
He's
eyes
got
are
his
his color.
bits.
His eyes are the right color for him to
He's
not
got
be.
his bits.
But the big question is now, what does he remember? How broken is he? Because I do like that the Red Woman did actually refer back to the priest who had raised the dead.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a completely different person. He was a fanatic. Well, what's funny, again, going back to the books, he was a drunken idiot. Like, he was just this fat drunkard who just was really good with a mace. So he was always hanging out at King's Landing doing all the fights for prize and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the war broke out and he kind of got lost a lot of weight, and then just decided, you know what, I'm going to be, instead of being kind of a half-ass, I'm going to become a fanatic of R'hllor. And so he was the one who not raised the dead, but, you know, raised them back to life. And it was interesting to see her doubts at trying to do the same thing. Honestly, we could say continued doubts because she has no idea.
R'hllor, not to be confused with relay. Very important note there.
Or roulette.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure the Lord of Light is not Cthulhu. Oh, shit.
Now I'm thinking that she put on 00 to bring him back. The Lord of Roulette. Yeah,
Always bet on black.
it was a good episode. It was kind of nice that there's so much going on that they really can't just sneak in more whorehouse conversations, as it were. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's no longer something you can just throw into any episode. Now you kind of have to really shove them in there to make them make sense because there's so much going on this season. I love it, and there's so much more
There is,
going
but
to happen.
I like how we're seeing, instead of like, oh, well, this is going to be, you know, a Bran episode, like, we're going to find out what happened with him. It was like, nope, here's what's going on. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
But it's not just like 1 to 3 like major storylines each episode. You're really just kind of,
Well, what
you
we're
know,
kind of
bunny
watching,
hopping along.
what I think we're watching is a conversion of 3 stories. We're seeing King's Landing and Dorne going at it, and then we're seeing the North is going to start going at it between if Sansa gets to her brother retakes full control of the Wall with the Wildlings, and the word gets out there. I think we're going to see the eventual end of Ramsay Bolton in the North, and then you got everything going on with the dragons. So the only wild card is the Iron Islands. Are they going to go attack the North, or are they going to attack the South?
depends on who wins this moot. So who's your money on? Brother man or sister?
I can't vote because I've read the book. And I
Oh.
don't believe at this point that they will take a different action. So what is your vote? Who do you think's going to win?
I've been nothing but impressed with what they've shown with his sister. So I feel like if the mood is based on like backroom shenanigans and conniving, like she could make a pretty good run at this. And I'm basing that on the information of what the king was saying about his brother, that he's like notoriously nuts.
Oh yeah, he is shithouse crazy. I'm gonna go for wild card. That's where Braun was the whole time.
He was just up in the Iron Isles, just
I'm the king
waiting.
now.
I'm the king. I throw my name into the moot. Thank you.
What do you offer us? Being a badass. Well then, we vote for you.
General badassery. Oh, and also, I have land on the mainland.
And he's had sex with women in all 7,000 countries. Pretty sure he's got one STD for every place he's ever put to port.
Ooh, that's rough.
Well, he's like Mr. Burns of STDs now. He has so many of them that they're actually combating, so he's actually perfectly healthy.
Okay. I support your theory. So yeah, I don't think John's gonna be quite right, but I don't think he's gonna be totally nuts.
Yeah, I think we're going to. I think we're going to see a little bit more of what's actually happening with the Dragon Mama next episode, and I think Littlefinger will remain out of the picture for another episode or 4.
Oh, 4?
Yeah, he's kind of out of the way right now. He's the wild card. I think more than anyone else, what is he doing off camera is a really big question that I don't think is going to be answered for a
He's
while.
just stroking his mustache and talking in weird accents.
Well, he married Sansa off, and he went back to the Eyrie, and that's it. But the Eyrie is really like, after all the war everywhere else, it is now the breadbasket, and it's got the most living knights. So what he does, if he can unite them under him, he can cause a lot of trouble. But I think they're going to save that for later. I really do.
I don't know. Audience, what do you think's going to happen next episode? Who will we see? What are they going to do? Are they going to get some stabby on? Because, geez.
Are the dragons going to mate and then have a tiny dragon for Tyrion to ride?
No, it's just going to be a cat-sized one for him to like Mr. Bigglesworth.
I also support that.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. The better question is how are the dragons going to get out of that cave now they are way bigger than the hole they came in?
Well, there's another door.
Oh.
Yeah, they can make it bigger.
Well, I figured they're dragons. Yeah.
They'll get out when they feel like getting out.
They'll figure it out.
But the question is, will dragon training be taking place anytime soon? And that'll be cool to see if it does, or interesting to justify if it doesn't. Because we want to see that now, HBO.
Yeah.
Now.
Hey, you should get Peter Dinklage out there with a bullwhip, like training the dragons.
Maybe the bullwhip's a bad idea. Maybe a hoop. A really big
the bullwhip's not for the dragons. It's to, like, crack, like, the sheep and livestock through. Like, you misunderstood me there. That's for parading the other animals as the, you done good, dragon has a treat.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But yeah, I'm excited. 2 episodes in, and there's a lot I want to see. And no real cliffhangers. Yay!
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Jon Snow coming back as a cliffhanger resolution, really. That's where we left off.
Yeah, he's alive now, so it's a weight off of a lot of people's shoulders. I'm really liking, hopefully this season is going to coalesce a lot of stuff. Because depending on how many seasons they want to drag it out, we still got the White Walkers to go, and a whole lot of unification.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of ground to cover, and I'm anxious to do it. So again, thanks for all our comments last week. We love chatting with you down there in the comments section on Game of Thrones related stuff. So let us know what you're thinking. Let us know. Somebody has to be just as excited as I am that Jon Snow's not dead and still has his bits
right now.
Yeah, it's got to be going on. So that said, we will see you next week. Thanks everybody for watching, and like I said, leave us those comments. We love talking to you. Thanks everybody. Bye.